Honestly, this lighting's gonna have to do. It's so disgusting in LA. Like, I was like, ooh, I'm gonna film today. And it's disgusting. Like, it's rainy and windy and gray. If you see my hands at all, they're really pale. I am pretty tan, I feel like. Like, I feel like this matches, but that is weird. I need to like sit and just bake my hands a little bit in the sun. Today, I am going to be filming a video on my weight loss journey and give you guys the entire story. I actually have a video on my channel that's like 2 years old, and it is like, that's not even me. I wanted to make a new updated one because I feel like I have learned so much more about health and wellness. And not only that, but that time period that I was filming that video, I'm gonna talk about like eating disorders and stuff also, just letting you know if that's triggering at all. But I was really struggling with an eating disorder back then without realizing it. I was struggling with not only orthorexia, which is the obsession with healthy eating and overdoing it, just under eating. And I didn't even really understand or realize that I was under eating, but I look back and I'm like, oh my gosh. It makes me sad because I've learned so much about health and food and understood how food is literally fuel. You literally need food to like survive. There's a reason for that, because food is fuel and our body needs a certain amount of food to survive and maintain positive energy. And I don't know, but I wanted to give you guys an updated video on my weight loss journey and how I've maintained it all of these years, because I started my weight loss journey March of 2020, literally COVID, right when we went on like our spring break for COVID back when I was in junior year of high school. After that, I just completely changed my life because I had the time. I've maintained since. So I wanted to make an updated video and kind of break it down for you guys. You see me drinking this. This is a super coffee caramel latte, positive energy. I usually avoid dairy like altogether because it hurts my stomach. Like if I have like dairy yogurt, like Greek yogurt or anything, or like a lot of like milk, like if someone put milk in my coffee by accident, I'm a mess. This is like a little 70 calorie thing. I just needed caffeine, and it has 10 grams of protein, which I needed, and there's no added sugars. I do try to avoid monk fruits and stevias and stuff because they're not really good for the gut, but I'm also in a little like refined sugar cut, because even though I don't consume like any refined sugars, I'm really into like maple syrup for my sweetener and honey and stuff. When it comes to some of my yogurts or some of my chocolate, like it would have cane sugar, and I'm just cutting. Fun fact, I have a little bit of an obsession with the brown sugar shaken espresso from Starbucks. So I had to cut that because that's sugar. Do you like how I'm like texting my friend right now, and like I've taken up like 4 minutes of the video just literally sitting here texting? I used to really dedicate these type of videos to modeling, but I don't really model anymore. I don't like it. I never have any success in it, and it's just not. My modeling story is a whole nother video. I'll tell you that right now. It's a whole nother video because it's very messy and dark. So I hope I look fine. I feel like I look like a little yellow circle. Anyway, so to start, we're gonna go back to March of 2020 when I first started the weight loss journey. And I will tell you right now, born and grew up lean, skinny as a twig, like blow over with the wind. Like I was a bone. I hated my body. I was super insecure. I feel like a lot of kids that are like super skinny naturally kind of go through that, especially once you get to like middle school and being slim thick. Like no guys had a crush on me. I was just like this skinny little twig. I had like a little, I used to be told, literally even by my old crushes, that I looked like an alien. Very model pretty and like weird looking in middle school, and I didn't care. I really didn't care at all. I just lived my life. But a literal stick. I remember my track teacher even told me, she was like, you need to eat a cheeseburger. Lady, I'm in 7th grade. You damn well know I'm eating cheeseburgers, but this is how I look. My dad was the same way. Like, I just was a skinny kid. And when I got into high school, I started modeling. I think I was like 15. It was right when I started my freshman year of high school, so I was super young. And I was skinny as a twig, and like, it was all like fun and dandy until I got to my sophomore year, turned 16, and I filled out naturally. I was not overweight. The pictures and stuff I'll include. I know that I am skinny. I'm not sitting here saying that I am fat that I'm ugly. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is I was clearly out of shape and I had naturally filled out, but I was young and I didn't care. I didn't even notice. My body and the way I looked was never a priority for me growing up, so I didn't care. But I just naturally filled out. I got boobs, I got an ass, like I filled out. My agency noticed because it was quite obvious in the model world that I'd put on weight, and sat me down and said, you can either take a break from modeling or you're gonna need to lose weight and make some diet changes and fitness changes because you're not really in the category of high fashion modeling anymore. Like you don't really fit, you don't look the same. That really sucked because that's when it hit me that, oh my gosh, I gained weight. Because I didn't notice until my agency told me. And then it was like, oh my gosh, like people can tell that I've put weight on. And it killed my confidence because now I'm paying attention. Now I'm looking in the mirror. I remember like I was sitting in the car after my meeting with my agents and I like felt my skin rolling over my jeans because I was wearing the same jeans that I wore when I was a twig, because in my head I didn't notice. So like, oh, my jeans are a little tighter, who cares? Like I didn't think. And so now I'm like thinking, oh my gosh, like I've gained weight. And I remember feeling the skin rolling over my jeans and I was sobbing in the car with my mom. I remember it so well. And like, it was just the first time that I'd realized like, oh my gosh, like I've put on weight. It's noticeable. Like this is not something that like this is like a make or break for my modeling career. Like it was just such a weird realization. At first I decided I was gonna quit modeling because I couldn't diet. I was one of those people that loved my sugary coffees and eating a bag of chips in a sitting. And I was like, I am literally not able to do this. Like I cannot lose weight. I love food too much. I hated fitness. Like I had not worked out, guys, in like 2 years. It was just bad. It was bad. Like the whole thing, I just didn't care. I was just eating whatever I wanted and not working out. And honestly, I was in high school. I was a kid. I love that I did that. I love that I allowed myself to indulge and enjoy being my age, because now you look at people on TikTok and girls that are 15, 16, like it is crazy the way that they act and treat their bodies and obsess over the way they look. And it's like such a thing when I was that age, I didn't care. Like it's like sad that that's where our world's gone, especially with TikTok now out, but I just didn't care. And then COVID happened and we were stuck at home, and I remember kind of just having this thought of like, what if I do model? Like, I don't want to go back to school. Like, I don't really have any passions in college. Like, what if I can make modeling my career again? And then I realized that obviously it's going to take a process and take a while. And then entered Chloe Ting workouts and Sammy Clark workouts and Alexis Ren ab videos. And the whole world, the whole Gen Z was obsessed with this, like these fitness videos in our bedrooms and freaking out when our moms walked in and trying to eat clean. Like it was so funny that the whole world got so bored that we were drinking our whipped coffee and doing Chloe Ting. Like that was the thing. And I missed that time so much. It was so fun. But I slowly started to eat cleaner and I didn't know really what I was doing. So I was still indulging, but I was born and raised with very healthy nutrition, fitness, health conscious parents. So I was lucky enough that my mom and dad knew exactly what they were doing when they were taking care of me, especially my mom. My mom is very, very into the health and the wellness, and she knows exactly what she's doing. And we ate healthy home cooked meals. We always shopped in the health section for our snacks. Like we never had soda or Doritos. Like that was not in my house. I was doing these at home workouts maybe like 3 times a week. I was doing them for maybe 20 minutes. I would run 1 lap around my block and then I was done. I was having like eggs and nut butters and apples and like dairy-free ice cream and oatmeal with protein powder. And I was getting there because it went from eating like brownies for breakfast, like if we had brownies left over, that was my breakfast, anything that I wanted pretty much, to slowing down how much I was eating, focusing on what made me feel good. And I lost a good amount of weight doing this. So my biggest tip for you with like losing weight is really just don't overthink it. You know subconsciously, without realizing it, we all know what healthy food looks like, what healthy food feels like. So if you just slowly start to incorporate, healthier whole foods like oatmeal and bananas and peanut butter, apples and peanut butter, doing like eggs, rice cakes, avocado toast. There are so many things that we can do that are healthy foods that you can tell make you feel good. It's fuel, it's energy. Don't overthink it, because now I'm like obsessed with health and wellness. I know like so much about it. I focus on whole foods. I'm eating very, very few ingredients in a day because I love eating whole, real organic foods. Back then, I was still having cheat days once a week. I was indulging in fun food if I wanted to. My ice cream was like dairy-free Haagen-Dazs. That's obviously not healthy, but I didn't know, and I was like, it's healthier, it's dairy-free, which now dairy-free does not make it healthy, okay? There's still a bunch of crap in a dairy-free ice cream that's also in a regular ice cream. You're just subbing the milk. But if you're not lactose, the milk actually might be healthier, but like, that's besides the point. I didn't care, I didn't stress about it too much. Slowly, I started to do more intense workouts in a week. I went from doing 3 workouts a week that were like 25 minutes to 4 or 5 workouts a week that were like 30 to 40 minutes, and running 3 blocks instead of 1, and slowly starting to understand like what amount of food my body can take, and having I'd have like 4 scrambled eggs and 2 pieces of toast and oatmeal, and like I would have so much food at once because I was used to eating that much. And then I slowly would be like, okay, this actually is feeling better to eat this much. I was having smoothies more often. Like, you really want to take it slow. The first few months, do not stress. That is the one thing I do not want people to do. And what I hope and pray that you can take from this video is do not stress, because you cannot go from 0 to 100 overnight. It's in the fitness, health, wellness like space. You just can't. You need to take it slow. That's what I did, and I had the best results. So I'll insert a picture. This was me 4 months after even starting the workouts and starting the health and wellness. This was July of 2020. If you can see, that's 4 months, right? March, April, May, June, July, 5 months. Sorry, I can't count. 5 months. This was me after about 5 months. I went in for my digitals. I left these digitals sobbing. I was still unhappy with my weight. I had lost a lot of weight. You can tell I look much better in terms of like, I look leaner. I don't look as out of shape. You can tell that I'm putting effort in, but it wasn't what I had wanted. It's so funny being home alone, and like, you're like never scared until you're home alone and you're like, is someone in the apartment, when no one's in the apartment. This time period, like I said, I was healthy, but I wasn't healthy. I was eating whatever I wanted when I went to the store for snacks. Like, even if it was healthy, I was eating like, it had a bunch of ingredients in it. And if I went to Trader Joe's and I was craving like a chicken enchilada from the frozen section, I would get it. Like, I listened to my body in terms of what I craved and what I wanted, which is very, very important. And I kind of wish I could go back and continue to do that. But I've gotten so used to eating clean that now anything that's processed really, really hurts my stomach. Back then, I was much more like open to indulging, but I maintained a healthy lifestyle. Like, I really, really, really followed the 80-20 rule back then, which is so good and so important when you first start, to not overstress, to not overdo it, still listen to your cravings and listen to your body, but just limit the amount of processed foods you're eating. Like, it's very, very easy to do, but it just takes time, and small increments is the best way to go about it. Like, just moving very slowly, which I did. I got then told that one of my dream agencies wanted to sign me. They needed me to lose a bit more weight. Now, I don't know, I don't care about measurements now, but back when I was modeling, obviously measurements are very important in the industry, unfortunately. This is when like my agent was like, if you want to sign with them, they want you to be down to a 35. And I was like, shit, I feel like I've done, like, I was only 4 months in, but I was like, I don't know what else I can do. Like, I don't know if I can fully commit to being super, super healthy and like fully commit to all of this. I sat down and I really fell in a rabbit hole of what have models in the past, like Bella Hadid and Gigi Hadid, people that have had more weight on them and now are very lean, what have they done? Because I need to get there. I knew I could lose more weight, My mom, I remember, and my sister, like, people were telling me, like, no, Mia, this is how you're supposed to look. You can't lose any more weight. Like, this is your body weight. And I was like, no, like, I need to sign with this agency. Like, I will figure this out. And that is when my determination kicked in, because I had a goal. Before, I was just kind of like eating healthier, working out, seeing results, maintaining. But now that one of my dream agencies was like, you need to lose this amount of weight and be this certain amount of inches around your hips for us to sign you, my brain switched and I was like, I have to make a change. I will figure this out. Dove deep into the world of health and fitness and what I could do. And I think it was like August 1st of 2020, I made a fucking switch. I found John Benton, who is a bad person. We do not like to bring his name up in conversation because apparently he was recording girls in the locker room and now I don't really know what he's doing, but I have his videos on my iPad. I can show you guys. Also, look how cute. That's my dad, my sister, and I at Disneyland because we're Disney adults and I love that picture more than anything in the entire world. Let me show you guys. What was I gonna show you? What was I gonna show you? I totally just my brain just died. What was I gonna show you? John Benton. Gosh, I am so smart. Here, this is my John Benton videos that I have. Ooh, we do not like him. I do not know where you can get these. They like don't exist anymore. I know everyone, every time I do these comments and ask where they're from, guys, I have no idea. Like I can't find them. Like I don't know. I downloaded these so long ago. I don't know. Like they don't exist anymore. But honestly, YouTube has just the right videos. And I would recommend now, if you're trying to lose weight for modeling and like lose weight in your hips, Pilates. My John Benton videos that I would do. And I did these every single morning starting August, whatever, of 2020 when I needed to make a change. And the reason for his videos and why they're so important is they were model focused videos that focused on leaning out your hips and making your hips smaller. Like he did not do squats or lunges or burpees, anything that put muscle in your hip flexors. He was very, very like leaning, toning your hips. And I obviously needed to lose inches off my hips. So this man became my saving grace. I also lessened how much food I was consuming and I started to focus on whole foods. Like I really cut back and I was like, I'm not snacking anymore. I'm not going to Trader Joe's and getting what I crave. This is like when it turned into like a diet, something that I don't even really recommend anymore because it was very hard on me and it really affected me mentally, and it's where my eating disorder kind of fell into place. But it was a diet because I had a goal, and in the modeling industry, I was so determined. I lost a lot of weight very quickly and I got down to a 35 by, I want to say December of 2020. In less than a year, I completely transformed my body. And my looks and my confidence, I was a different person from March 2020 to December 2020. I turned 18 that October. I signed with the agency because I had gone down to a 35 hip in January. Ended up though going down a rabbit hole because I was so scared to gain it back. Because once you get down to a certain weight, you get kind of obsessed. And I found myself getting obsessed with losing weight and seeing how much I could lose, to the point where I borderline looked unhealthy. I was so lean. I basically was like as lean as I was in middle school. Like I was lean and I wasn't eating enough. I was eating very healthy and very clean, but I was not eating enough. And it really ruined my metabolism, my energy levels. I was doing these John Benton videos every single morning at 5 a.m. with no energy, but I was like, I have to do it or else I'm gonna gain weight. It was not good. I really, 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 really want to hug my old, like myself when I was in New York and when I was 18, because it was just I was very obsessed with being skinny. I was obsessed with it. It was my entire life. I have since this time, why I want to talk about maintaining and what I do now and what I recommend. For me, maintaining, I eat very, very clean, like we all know, and like I've been saying, it is my entire world. I love healthy food, My biggest recommendations if you're like wanting to maintain once you get down to a weight, because I don't want anyone to go through what I went through. Obsessing over your weight, it is so not fun, and it is an addiction that will drive you mad. I was struggling with weight and eating up until like December of last year. It's what, April? This was just months ago. And I'm still working on it because the modeling industry has really controlled me for so long, and it really was my entire life during the COVID time, and that time period is so weird and warped, and it was like, I don't really know what to say. It was just dark. For now, what I recommend is whole healthy foods. Like my favorite sweet treats is a piece of dark chocolate at night. Dates are nature's candy. I will die on this hill. A date with almond butter drizzled in dark chocolate and put in the freezer for a few hours, that is crack. That is straight crack, and it's good for you. Now, don't eat too many, because healthy food is healthy and good for you, but in a high quantity, it can be bad because you still want to be in some sort of calorie deficit throughout your health and wellness journey. Like, that is nature's candy. I love dates. They were kind of making my stomach acidic because I ate like way too many dates. Like for years, I was eating just dates. So I've had to hold back a little bit. I love like my favorite things for breakfast. I love like my fermented turmeric sourdough, but sourdough in general, especially one that's lower in gluten, because the gluten in sourdough is the only gluten that people with a gluten intolerance can handle because it's fermented and it's created in a way that doesn't really hurt your stomach. So I love sourdough with avocado and egg. I love that for breakfast. It just gives you energy. It's natural fuel. I love snacking on Go Macro bars. RX bars are amazing. Lara bars are amazing. I love coconut yogurt with granola and fresh fruits. I love for dinner, for my meal plan that I like to follow, especially at dinner time, is I like to have some sort of carb, some sort of protein, and some sort of green. So my go-to is chicken or salmon, sweet potatoes, and kale. And I would like cook my kale with like olive oil. Like that is my go-to dinner. That's all I'm eating every night. That's all I eat for dinner. I think the whole foods is just the most important. Check the ingredient list. Please don't just go and buy a granola to buy a granola. Granola is usually like terrible for you. Purely Elizabeth granola is amazing because the worst thing in it is coconut sugar, and coconut sugar is a natural sweetener. Avoid getting like the crazy cereals or the bars that are protein bars and they're full of sugar and added processed crap. Whole food. You have to look at the ingredients. I am so sick of people like my dad, love you, but you're the perfect example of somebody who is like, organic is healthy. If I want a healthier chip, is an organic chip that is, it could be packed with ingredients and all random crap, but it's still healthy because it's in the healthy section and it's organic. That is not true. That is not true, because if there's any dairy in it, if there's any gluten in it, automatically it's not going to be too good on your stomach. If the ingredient list is longer than fucking ass, then it's clearly not good for you. I am so, like, I get mad and like just so like passionate about it because you need to check the ingredient. Give me a second. It really pisses me off, okay? Let me show you guys, for example, what I'm trying to say. I will make a whole video on supplements and all of that, but that's a whole nother thing because I feel like that's so important for this is supplements. And you know, I take prebiotic and probiotics, and I'm really focused on taking good supplements in the morning and at night, but that's a whole nother video because this is more about weight. But this is what I wanted to say. Go Macro bars, the oatmeal chocolate chip one, I hate to say it, this is my go-to breakfast. It's more like an early snack, and then I'll have like a brunch. That's how I'll put it. Like I'll have like this, and then around 1, I'll have an actual brunch. But I like to have this with my coffee just so I'm having food with coffee, and I love the combination of like the oatiness when like sipping my coffee. It's like the equivalent of a pastry for me. Go Macro bars, I will say there are more ingredients in here than I love, but I love them too much. And these are organic. There's 12 grams of protein in this one. It's organic, vegan, and gluten-free. Organic brown rice syrup is the first ingredient, which is the only thing that I would say is kind of, it's not like the best thing for you, but there's, you know, organic protein blend, which is sprouted brown rice protein, pea protein. We've got gluten-free oats, coconut sugar chocolate chips, brown rice, some maple syrup, sunflower butter. Like the ingredients are good. If you look, I can read and understand every single thing, and I know that it's good for me, which is why this is good. If you are reading something and you're like, how the fuck do you say that? Don't eat it. If you do not know how to say something, why are you putting that in your body? How do you not think that's probably gonna hurt my stomach? That's not good. I can't read it. Gums also, avoid them. Like this has like, doesn't have some gums in it. I didn't really care today because I'm having In-N-Out. Like, you know, like some days if I'm having like a fun food, I don't really care too much. This is like guar gum and stuff, but I can understand everything on this list. Plus the guar gum is like very low and it's the only gum in here. This granola, this is the best granola ever. I love Pure Elizabeth original granola. Like I said, the worst thing in here is coconut sugar. There's chia seeds, cinnamon, quinoa flakes, oats, coconut oil, coconut sugar, sunflower seeds, puffed amaranth. I don't know how to say that word. This is the best. Another brand that I love is Lesser Evil. I love Lesser Evil so much. Like I said, ingredients: organic popcorn, organic avocado oil, organica? Yes, organic coconut oil, and Himalayan salt. That's it. And this stuff is so good. Like I said, plain, simple, clean ingredients. That's what we love. Very obsessed with ingredients, healthy food, clean, whole ingredients. Now, what I will tell you that I've started doing recently that has changed my life. I used to be weird and I'd have a bunch of ginger shots in the morning or celery juice on an empty stomach, green tea every morning, all of that. Like I was really obsessed with having all these things before my breakfast. Now I don't really care. But one thing that I do every single morning without fail that has changed my life is I have a spoon or two of the coconut Colt yogurt. This stuff is hella expensive. I think it's like $10 for this little thing, but it lasts you, if you only have like a spoon or two a day, it can last you a week, maybe longer. Oh my gosh, I love the smell of this. The chocolate one is my favorite. I also love the new strawberry one. It's so good, but the chocolate one is my favorite. I could literally down this whole jar in a sitting and I'd be fine. Like I love the way this tastes so much, especially in the morning. It is packed with probiotics and prebiotics that are going to help clean your gut, clear your digestive system, help with eating. It's gonna coat your stomach so that your body can handle the food that it's gonna be eating. It'll help with digestion. I love my mornings starting with this. Like I literally will never stop. I also just recently started having a cup of water with some chlorophyll in it. I do this like every other day if I remember. Very good for your digestion and cleaning your system and helping with just feeling fresh. I love having this. It tastes like ass, but I love having it. And then I'll go in and have my supplements as well. My biggest thing is ingredients. It's just ingredients, whole foods. Love whole foods. Protein has become really important to me, and I will make a whole other video about where I'm at now with my fitness journey because I just got a gym membership. I've been obsessed with growing my glutes, getting a fat ass. I'm obsessed with it. I used to be such a Pilates and like light workout girl, and now I'm obsessed with being at the gym for 2 hours. Like it is like my me time. I love it so much. It's very recent for me, so I'm not gonna make a video on it just yet because I'm still figuring out what I like, what I don't like, and getting into the groove. But I have noticed that I've had to eat a lot more and a lot more protein, and I just really want to say that protein is so important. I don't think you need to be obsessed with how many grams of protein you're getting a day and be like obsessed with getting in your protein, but I think looking at foods that are higher in protein and eating more of them throughout your day is important. Like knowing that this has like 12 grams of protein, that makes me happy. That's like, okay, I'm having protein in my breakfast, and then putting nut butters and having that in my yogurt bowls and having a little extra protein in that, having a lot of good healthy like salmon and chicken with my dinner, and having like a lot of protein, having like hummus, things like that. Like knowing that there's protein in a food and incorporating it more throughout my days and my weeks, that's just been really important to me. I feel like I'm not making a lot of sense. You know when you're talking so much that you feel like you're not making sense? Just have fun. This is not supposed to be difficult, and I don't want it to stress you out because it stressed me out for a little bit and it ruined and controlled my life. But I was also obsessed with the modeling industry, and that was my reasoning for really dieting. But I don't really feel like dieting should be how you look at this, especially if you're just starting with your health and wellness journey. Slowly adding stuff into your life that goes towards the goals, the weight loss goals you might have, the fitness goals you might have, and being very slow and healthy. It's just about not stressing. And this took me years. Like, I'm still figuring it out. Just don't stress. It's okay, girly pop. It's okay. Like, you do not have to stress. Take it slow, day by day. Comment and ask me any questions. DM me. Like, I want to help, because it is so, I'm like so happy and I'm so passionate about health and food and wellness and teaching people about holistic nutrition and taking care of your body from the inside out. But do not overstress, because that is also, the mind-body connection is so real, and the stress that you're putting on yourself for what you're eating and your workouts will affect you way more than you realize, and honestly could have reverse effects and go more negative than positive in the long run, because stress can cause weight gain. Stress can cause you to lose, like, it's not healthy. I will be making a video on my fitness routine and all of that, because I love the gym. I'm obsessed with it. But that will be later on, because I'm still figuring out my routine and getting into that. And I will make videos about my supplements and all of that, because I do take a lot of amazing supplements that have really helped me. And I love the trinkets and like the ashwagandha and the seed and taking like magnesium, and I love like the little drops of like lion's mane. I love holistic nutrition so much. I love it so much, and like it's just so fun to me. That's like my favorite thing in the entire world. But this is a more basic, generic video of just how I lost the weight, how I've maintained the weight, and how you can too. Just please don't stress. Please don't stress. It's okay. Don't stress. Love you guys so much. And make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. I have all my socials down below. I really want to start posting more on TikTok, but like it's really hard for me to like, it's just like YouTube is my favorite. I love YouTube. But yeah, socials are down below. I love you guys so much. Jesus loves you. And I will talk to you in my next video. And let me know what you want to see next from me. And I hope you enjoyed, and comment anything that you want to see from me regarding like health and wellness, and any questions you have. I can make a whole video answering all your questions, because I would have questions too. It's a lot to take in. But I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you in my next video. I love you, babies.